Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Hope you're all well. Well, happy birthday. Welcome to the first day of the rest of your life. After all, every day is the first day of the rest of your life. Sorry, there's a young child over there. I thought they were going to come over and play on the equipment. Seem to be interested in the swing, so that's all right. Yes, welcome to the first day of the rest of life. Isn't it wonderful to be alive? And stuff like that. Every day is your birthday if you choose to celebrate it. That's what I was going to go on to say, wasn't it? Absolutely. Cool. And happy birthday to the people whose real birthdays it is today. I'm going to say Iwan Carlson, but I suspect that probably is Ivan Carlson. Mark Brereton, Nick Byrne and Sarah Gathercole. Happy birthday to all of you for today. Mark Brereton does keto, I think keto, not sure. Products, cookery stuff, how to make things keto style, I think. Nick Byrne helps people with charities, making more money. And Sarah is the office fixer. She helps people with office stuff. So there you go. Ivan, I think you're a forever living person, I think, over in Sweden. Anyway, there you go. If I've got any of those things wrong, please feel free to tell me in the comments below the correct description of what you do. And anybody whose birthdays I celebrate on here, please feel free to let us know what you do in the morning. Good morning, Charlie. Good morning, Charlie. I was also thinking on my run here this morning that when I do this whole birthday blowing out the candles thing, think about one thing you want to achieve today. I need to start thinking about what's the one thing I want to get done in the next 24 hours, and then you can see me doing that process. And I always kind of get here and think, what does I need to do today? And you think my morning routine would sort that out for me. Unfortunately, at the moment, and I'm going to come on to this subject in a minute, are you treating your pets better then? Good morning. Oh, you're on the gym bike watching me. I love that. That's brilliant. Keep going, keep going. I feel like a Peloton instructor now. Push harder, push harder. I don't know what they do. It's not to say those things, but anyway, so yes. So the main topic was, do you treat your pets better than you treat yourself? Which we'll come on to in a second. But one of the things that Jordan Peterson in his top 10, which is in the description below, talked about was making reasonable goals. And we've talked about this a couple of times in the last few weeks, which is why it's great to have a great goal or a mission or somewhere you're going towards. You're getting sweaty, are you, Charlie? You also need to have these little tiny goals in the meantime. And also if you're struggling with your self-confidence or your self-belief, then you need to set yourself these little tiny achievable goals that you can prove to yourself that you can do, and increase that self-belief and that self-confidence. Because what is confidence? To take confidence and to chunk it down a little bit, you get confide, and confide in yourself, trust yourself. So you trust yourself to do the things that you say you're going to do, and therefore you build up your self-confidence through that process. So make yourself some small goals that you think you can achieve, and then go and achieve them and prove to yourself that you can do things that you say you're going to do. In the meantime, before we get on to that, and we'll go into that in more detail in a second, but happy birthday. So there you go, the one thing. I'm not setting myself the small goals. I have these big goals that I want to achieve. And I keep on saying to myself, I'm going to do this one thing, that's one thing. It's one thing that I really need to do today is sort out my landing page for these 7-day retreats, or 7-day virtual retreats or challenges, whatever you want to call them. Because I keep on saying, if you're interested in these things, come and talk to me. But nobody ever does. And so if I had a landing page, maybe then I could send people to the landing page a little bit more, and then say, here's what you're actually going to get during the week. And it'll be a bit more easier for people to take the decision, rather than just saying, yeah, I'm interested in your 7-day thing to learn to live a life I love. But maybe if you're watching this, maybe you already you love your life, and you don't need any help achieving anything more in your life. Who knows? Anyway, the one thing, landing page, that's my one thing at the moment I can think off the top of my head. I also need to go into town and do some stuff, so maybe that's actually the one thing. Going to town, going to get coffee from Rave. I'm going to go and get coffee from Rave today, but I also need to get my watch in because it's run out of batteries, and of course I'm now can do that, take it into the jewellery shop, because it's a non-essential business. So yes, town, coffee, and that landing page is the idea. So here you go. So that's me thinking, while I'm thinking about the one thing I'm going to do the next hour or the next day, depending on how often you do this. So clear your mouth out, clear your nose out, and then breathe in 5 through your nose. Hold for 5. And then blow out your candles. and wish yourself a happy birthday, but also wish Ivan, Mark, Nick and Sarah a happy birthday as well. And think some happy thoughts as much as you can, and do that every hour, and think to yourself, what am I going to do? What's the one thing I'm going to do in the morning? Now, actually, I should have done that. I should have gone on my heart as well. That one thing should go on my heart. But you get the idea. So what's the one thing you're going to do in the next hour or the next day to get something done, move towards your goals, prove to yourself that you can do these tiny little steps and all that sort of stuff. So pets, back to pets again. And then we get 5 minutes in before I even get to the topic, don't I? This comes under Jordan Peterson as well. He's like, surround yourself with people who support you and lift you up instead of dragging you down. A good friend will wish you well when you say, I've done something great, and they'll lift you up and they say, great, fantastic, that's really well done, good for you. A bad friend will then get jealous about the fact that you've succeeded and they haven't succeeded, and they will try and belittle you and say, oh well, you only got that because of luck, or that only happened because of this, or somebody else did, whatever, and why couldn't that happen to me? I have a little bit of that in myself, to be honest. I look around at other people and go, gosh, they've had that success, and I've been trying to do this for a long time and I haven't had that success. But this goes around in circles as well, though, because I also learned the other day that, like I said, I think it was yesterday actually, Les Brown, 14 years, held himself back and then finally launched himself. And I've only been holding myself back for 6 years, so I'm ahead of him. My first event had 50 people in it, and I only lost £5,000 running it, whereas Tony Robbins' first event only had 10 people and he lost £10,000, or $10,000 actually, but running his first event. So I beat my first event, beat Tony Robbins' first event. So there you go. Depends how you compare yourself to other people. I wouldn't want to compare myself now to Tony Robbins as he is now, and I wouldn't want to compare myself to Les Brown as he is now, because my story is so much further behind all of those people. So I should compare myself to myself, or them when they first started, which is what I just did then. So that's all good. Whereas good friends will lift you up and say, yay, well done, fantastic, that's good. And also the other thing was, are you taking care of yourself? So are you being a good friend to yourself, or are you treating yourself like that bad friend who is jealous and belittling? Do you care about yourself enough to actually do the things that you say you're going to do, things that you need to do? And Jordan talks in his top 10 about how when you take your dog to the vet and the vet says you need to take these pills and the dog needs to take them at these regular periods, and then he'll get better, or you'll have to do this other thing to your dog or whatever, your pet. And you as the responsible adult, or even the child, you could take your child for that matter as well, the same thing. You will make sure that they take the full set of prescriptions or whatever, all the pills, and make sure you take them and do the exercise and do the things that the dog is supposed to do or the pet is supposed to be doing in order to get better, according to what the vet has told you that you should be doing. But if you go to the doctor and the doctor tells you, oh, you need to be eating less of this kind of food, and you need to be exercising more, and you need to be doing a bit more meditation every so often, and you go, oh yeah, okay, yeah, whatever, and then you get on with your life and it's too busy and you don't take care of yourself, you don't treat yourself as well as you would treat your pets or your children, and that's a real problem, of course. And that's one of the things I teach as well, because I will teach all those things. I'll say, eat good food, healthy food, exercise, do meditation. Who do you hang around with? Who are your friends? These are all part of my 15 pillars that are on my cube, which I have in my pocket, which I'll get out in a second. There you go, my cube. My Freedom Cube, if you want, thefreedomcube.com if you want one of these. Just one of the other things I need to be doing this morning is taking one of these, because I'm sending one to Christy, I think her name is Christy, in Arkansas, I think, AK, is that AK? Who ordered one off my website. It was the first person to actually order one from thefreedomcube.com. So it was quite interesting to sort of connect up WooCommerce with the Royal Mail click and drop thing, and then print out a label and stick it in a box and all that kind of stuff. So it's been kind of exciting to set all that up, and then realising that I got my shipping costs completely wrong. Because bizarrely, Royal Mail have like a £4 international shipping thing and a 11 or 12 pounds international shipping thing. £12 one will get there in 7 days, and and the £4 one will get there in like 7 weeks or something. I'm guessing the 7 weeks is basically shipping versus air. It's like air versus boat, really, isn't it, I think? But anyway, there you go. So that was quite an interesting experience to get that sorted out. So yeah, anyway, that's what you do. Take care of yourself. Do the things that are on the cube, do the things that are in the 15 pillars. Make sure you're shielding yourself from negativity, your good routines, you're reading good books, you're doing the meditation, you're hanging around with the right friends, including yourself, you're loving yourself and improving your relationship with yourself, doing stuff that makes you feel good, listening to fun music that makes you light up, getting out into nature like this, for example, doing exercise, eating good food, they're all there, all on the green side there, taking breaths, we did the 5 breath thing this morning, being grateful, that's my my create happy process that I go through. So yeah, if you want that's another one of those things, a landing page I need for my create happy process, which is basically my freebie giveaway. Get started, take the first step along the journey of getting John to help you live a life you love. So anyway, Charlie's doing her exercise on her bike. She's pushing hard. Keep pushing, Mark. Charlie, keep going. Good girl. That feels like I'm talking to my pet. Good girl. Keep going. Push it harder. It's quite funny. Not meant to be belittling, kind of funny, I think, hopefully. The other thing that we talked about on the video is the second one down, which is Evan Carmichael's Espresso. And he talks about, it comes from Deepak Chopra, and he talks about biological age, chronological age and mental age. And so how when you measure your bodies, you get a biological age, what's your blood type and what's your cholesterol and all that kind of stuff. And you've got like a biological age of your body. And then you have, of course, your chronological age, when were you born and how old are you actually. And then, of course, you've got your mental ages, how fit are you in your head and your mind, and how do you feel about your life. I still feel very young. I still feel like I'm under 30. It's ridiculous. And I think Deepak said he was under 35 and he's actually 71. So, and his biological age is, I don't know, somewhere in the middle, I think, probably, I'm guessing. Anyway, so there you go. So that was quite a cool idea, is to have these concepts of biological age, chronological age and mental age. That's kind of a cool concept as well, isn't it? So you can be really, really young in your heart and your soul, and your biology, if not necessarily your chronological. And my friend Anna said this to me the other day. She said, as people get older, they get sort of entrenched in their ways and they don't want to change. And I'm like, yeah, I know. And then she said, but you, John, you seem very open to changing and being flexible. And I was like, yeah, exactly. That's my mental age. That's my, I'm younger. I'm still younger, still playing with my neuroplasticity. So yeah, it's all good. It's all good. Evan also said another thing which is quite interesting in his little thing, which was he was sitting outside. Obviously his wife was in doing some shopping, and he was sitting outside doing the video, and then he looked across at the Starbucks and he said, I could go over there in the Starbucks, and if I hated my job, if I hated the creation of this video thing, I might say, yeah, screw it, I'm going to give myself a treat. I'm going to go over to Starbucks and have something nice to make me feel good. But he was saying that his job actually makes him feel good. So that's one way that you can make sure that you are enjoying yourself and you're reducing your mental age and your biological age, is by finding a job you love and you really enjoy, so that you're no longer using these other crutches to make yourself feel good. Although you should always do things that make you feel good, right? If you've got my Freedom Cube, you've got feel good. Don't forget to do stuff that makes you feel good. It's right there. Anyway, that was kind of cool. And then the last but no means least is the Blinkist book of the day today, talking about social connections, which is quite interesting as well, because I did this birthday thing and they think it's called conveners, which are people who keep fairly small groups of people. It's all about social connections and interactions and so forth. Conveners keep small groups of people together. Brokers tend to put 2 people together, which is kind of what I do. And the expansionists just have loads of friends, which is a bit of me as well. So I'm kind of a bit of a broker and expansionist in that way as well. So it was kind of fun listening to that Blinkist book of the day. So go ahead and listen to that. Right, so good. So wrapping up with why wait to live a life you love? Why not start today? And if you want my help, then get in touch with me. Make sure you keep your biological and mental ages down, even if you can't do anything about your chronological age. Make sure you're doing stuff you enjoy, and be a good friend to yourself. Treat yourself as well as you treat your pets and your children. Take care of yourself, look after yourself, and let me help you if you feel like you are struggling to do it on your own. Okay, take care. Keep going, Charlie. Keep going on the bike, and I will see you tomorrow. Take care, everybody. Bye for now. I'm heading into town. Yay. Bye. Love you all.